things before
Well, I want to thank Chris and Wayne.
you know,
I'm thrilled to be here in Indiana with the men and women of the NRA. You are great American patriots.
I was pleased to see he reached the point conclusion that
Chris
no
Cox,
charges should be brought against
Wayne
me in this
LaPierre,
case.
Oliver
This
North.
was an exhaustive
I've
investigation
been following Oliver for a
going back
long
more
time.
than 40 years.
Great guy.
Even into the 1970s.
Three extraordinary champions for the Second
Senate.
Amendment.
The special
I'm a
counsel
champion
acknowledged
for the
I
Second
cooperated
Amendment, and
completely.
so are you. It's
I
not
did
going
not throw up
anywhere.
any roadblocks.
It's
I
under
sought no
assault.
delays. In fact, I was so determined to give
It's
the special
under
counsel what he
assault,
needed. I went
not
forward
when
with a
we're here.
5-hour
Not even
in-person,
close.
5-hour in-person
I also want to
interview over
thank
2
our
days
tremendous Vice
on
President
October the 8th and 9th of last
and
year.
Indiana's
Even though Israel had just
native
been attacked
son,
by Hamas on the 7th,
Mike
I was
Pence
very
has done a
active.
fantastic job.
Was in the middle of handling an international crisis. I was especially
And we're
pleased
grateful
see
to be
special
joined by a
counsel
number of
make
terrific
clear
leaders
the
from the
stark
Hoosier
distinction and
State.
difference between this
Governor
case and
Eric
Mr. Trump's
Holcomb.
case.
Where is Eric?
The special counsel wrote,
Can't
and I
miss Eric.
quote,
He's so big.
several material distinctions between
Thank you,
Mr.
Eric.
Trump's case and Mr. Biden's are
Senator
clear.
Todd
Continuing to quote.
Young, terrific
Most notably,
guy.
after giving multiple chances to return
Thank you,
classified
Todd.
documents to avoid prosecution,
Senator
Mr. Trump
Mike
allegedly did the
Braun.
opposite.
What a job he's
According
doing.
to the indictment, he not only refused to return the documents for many months, he also
And
obstructed
Representative
justice by
Greg
enlisting
Pence,
others to destroy
familiar
evidence and
name.
then to lie about it.
Thank you.
In contrast, he went on to say Mr. Biden turned in classified documents
Jackie
to the
Walorski.
National Archives
Jackie,
and the
thank
Department
you.
of Justice, consented to the search of multiple
Jim
locations,
Baird
including
and
his
Jim
home,
Banks.
sat
Great
for voluntary
representatives.
interview,
Thank you all
and in
very
other words,
much.
cooperated with the
Tremendous
investigation.
help.
End of quote.
Tremendous.
I've seen the
I
headlines
also want to
since the
recognize
report was released about
Secretary
my
of
willful
the
retention of
Interior,
documents.
David Bernhardt.
This
What a
legal
job
session
he's
is not
been
only
doing.
misleading,
David,
but
thank
just
you.
plain wrong.
Thank you.
On page 215,
A great
if you
friend
have
of
a chance,
mine,
I know it's
Kentucky
long, it's a
Governor
thick
Matt
document.
Bevin.
On page 215, the report of the special counsel found the exact opposite. Here's what he wrote.
Thank you, Matt.
There is, in fact, a shortage of
And
evidence
the House
that I willfully
GOP
retained
whip,
classified materials
a
related
man
to
with more
Afghanistan.
courage than
On
most of
page
us
12,
here
special
today.
counsel also wrote for another
He
document.
took some very,
The
very
decision to decline criminal
severe
charges
shots,
was
you know that,
straightforward.
by a
The evidence
madman.
suggests that Mr. Biden did not
And he's
willfully
stronger
retain these
and better. I
documents.
actually told him
The evidence
backstage, I
said
said,
I did
you're
not
much more
willfully
handsome than you
retain
were
these
2 years
documents.
ago. I don't know what's
In
going
addition,
on.
I know there's some
And he is
attention
Steve
paid to some
Scalise.
language in the
Lot of
report
courage.
about my recollection of
Thank you.
events. There's even
Thank you,
reference
Steve.
that I don't remember.
And most importantly, I want to thank all of you, the proud card-carrying members of the NRA.
Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, there's none of those man's business.
Every day you stand
Let me
up
tell you something.
for our God-given rights
Some of you
without
tell me, I wear
exception,
since the day he
without
died,
fail, and without
every single
apology.
day, the rosary he got from Our Lady.
Together we are fighting for the timeless values that have built and
Every
sustained
Memorial
our
Day we
nation.
hold a service remembering
And
him
our
and praying
nation
my friends and family
is
and
greater
people love
today
him.
than
I
it
don't
has
need
ever
anyone.
been. Stronger,
I don't need anyone.
richer, we're doing better than ever
When he
before.
passed away.
We are great Americans. You're doing a great
Simple
job.
truth is I sat for 5 hours for 2 days at home. Going back 30 years.
We believe in the
At the
rule
same
of
time, I
law,
was managing international
and we
crisis.
will always protect and
task was to make
defend
a
the
decision
Constitution
about
of the
whether to
United
move
States.
forward with charges in this case. That's their decision to make. That's the council's decision.
There are some people
to
that are
make. That's his
running right
job.
now. I don't think they
They
have
decided
that number
not
one
to
on
move
their
forward.
list.
For any extraneous
We believe
commentary,
that
they
children
don't
should be
know
taught to love our
what
country,
they're talking about.
honor our
It has no
history,
place in this report.
and
Bottom line
always
is the matter
respect
is
our
now
great
closed.
American flag.
Continue what I've always focused on. My job as the President of the United States of America.
And we believe in the right to
Thank you. I'll take some
self-defense
questions.
and the right to protect your
Something
family,
the special counsel
your
said
community,
in his
and
report
your
is
loved
that
ones.
one of the reasons
We
you were not
believe
charged
in
is
the
because
wisdom of our
in his
founders.
description you are a
And we believe in
well-meaning
freedom and
elderly
liberty
man
and the
with a
right
poor
to
memory.
keep and
I'm
bear
no mean,
arms.
I'm an elderly man, and I know what I'm doing. I'm president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need these recommendations. It's totally out
And can you continue as president?
We
My
know that
memory is
faith
so
and
bad,
family,
let
not
me
government
speak.
and bureaucracy, are the
That's-
center of
that's
American
right.
life.
gotten worse.
And above all else,
My memory
we
is
know
not good.
this.
My memory is fine.
In America,
My memory,
we
take a
don't
look at what
worship
I've done since I became
government.
president.
We
None of you
worship
thought I could
God.
pass any of the things I got passed. How did that happen? I didn't get all this for that all the time.
Mr. President,
the current administration, do you feel that support is going to do a
Only by some of you.
Every day of my administration, we are taking power out of Washington, D.C., and returning it to the American people where it belongs.
I take responsibility for not having
And you see it now better
exactly
than
what
ever.
my staff was doing.
With all of
Things
the
that went down.
resignations of bad
Things that
apples.
appeared
They're
in my
bad
garage,
apples.
Things that came out of my home.
They
Things
tried
that
for a
were
coup.
removed,
Didn't work
not
out
by
so
me,
well.
but my staff. But my staff.
about
All
your
was
age,
taking
you would
place at the
respond with
highest
word,
levels
"Watch me."
in
Many
Washington,
American
D.C.
people have been watching, and they
been
have
watching,
expressed
you've been
concerns
seeing-
about your age.
That is
They've
your
been-
judgment.
they-
Looking
That
at
is
things
your
that you wouldn't
judgment.
believe
That is
possible.
not the
Expressed
judgment of the
concerns-
press.
In our
They expressed
country.
concerns about your mental
Corruption at the
acuity. They
highest
say that you
level.
were too old.
A disgrace.
Mr. President, in December, you told me that you
Spying,
believe there are many other
surveillance,
Democrats who could defeat Donald Trump. So why does
trying
it
for
have
an
to be you
overthrow.
now? What is your answer
Because
to
I'm
that
the
we
most
caught
question?
him.
qualified person in this
caught
country to be president of the United States and finish the job.
Who would have thought in our country?
Why are you refusing the names of world
But it's
leaders?
called
I
what
did
we all
not
together
share
have
classified
done.
information. I did not
Started
share.
2.5 years ago.
With my ghostwriter, I did not. Guaranteed
On that
did
great
not.
November
But the
8th.
council said it was
a great
did not
day.
say that.
Remember that day?
He did not say that. So, Mr. President, let me answer your question.
And in a year and a half, we have one called November
Fact of the matter
3rd.
is
It's
that I
November
didn't
3rd
want
this
to
time.
repeat it. I didn't
Get
want
ready to
him on,
vote.
I didn't
You
read
better.
it to him. Was I had written
better
a
get
long
ready to vote.
memorandum to President Obama why we
But
should
it's all
not
called
be
draining
in,
the swamp,
in Afghanistan.
and we are doing
And I
it
was-
faster
on multiple
than
pages.
anyone ever
and so
thought
what I was referring
possible.
to, I said
Very proud
classified.
of you.
I should have said should be private because it was a contract between the president
And around the
the vice
world,
president.
America
That's what
is
was going on.
respected again.
That's what it is.
Because
referring
we
to.
are
It was
finally
not
putting
classified
America
information
first.
in that document.
Been a long
That was not
time.
classified.
Our economy is now the hottest anywhere on the planet Earth. Just this morning, we learned that the GDP
When you look back at this
smashed
incident, is there anything you would do
expectations
differently now?
with the
And do you
economy
think that a
growing
special
at an annual
prosecutor
rate
should have been appointed
of
in the first place in both of
3.2%
these
in the
cases?
first quarter. Always
First
the
of
worst
all,
quarter for whatever
what I would
reason.
have done is
3.2.
oversee the transfer of the material that was in my office.
And if we kept the
should've
same
done it.
interest rates
If I go back,
And the
I
same
didn't have the responsibility of that,
quantitative
because
easing
My staff was supposed to do that, and they referenced
that the
in report.
previous administration
And my
had,
staff did not
that
do it in the
3.2
way
would have
that-
been
for example,
much
I
higher
didn't
than
know
that,
how
but they
half the
hadn't hit
boxes
these
got in my
numbers
garage.
in 16
So I
years.
found out staff gathered them up, put them together,
We
and
had
put them in the garage in my home.
A tremendous increase
And all the stuff that was
in
in my
inventory
home was in filing
investment.
cabinets
You know what that
that were either
means?
locked or able to be.
And
It was
listen
in
to
my
this, a
house.
very big
It wasn't
increase
out
in
like
net
in Mar-a-Lago
exports.
in
Isn't
a
it about
public
time?
place
Isn't that
where-
now?
And none of it was high classified.
We've
Didn't have any of
added
that
almost
red
6 million jobs since my election.
None of it. And, so
And if I would have said
wish
that
I
during
had
the
paid
campaign,
more attention to how the
all of
documents
those
were being
people back
moved
there,
and
we call
I
them the
thought they were
fake
being moved
news,
to the archive.
they wouldn't have believed it.
all of
They're
that.
fake.
That's what I thought.
They're
What was the
fake.
last part of your question?
The counsel should have been appointed in this case. and in the case
Blue
of
collar
the
jobs
Rodney
recently
Trump.
grew at the
I think the
fastest
special
rate in
counsel
more
should
than
have
3
been appointed.
decades.
And the reason I think a special
Nearly
counsel should have
5
been
million
appointed
Americans
is because
have
I
been
did not
lifted
want to be in a
off of
position
food
that
stamps
they looked at
since our
Trump and
election.
weren't going to look at me, just like they looked at
Fast, and the lowest paid workers are making the biggest percentage gains of all, and that's nice to hear. It's about time. Unemployment recently achieved its lowest rate in 51 years, and very shortly, it should be its lowest rate in the history of our country. African American, Asian American, Hispanic American have reached the lowest levels of unemployment in our history. America's future has never been brighter, and yet Democrats have never been angrier, especially now that their collusion delusion has been exposed to the world as a complete and total fraud. It's been the greatest political hoax ever in our country. Instead of working with us to rebuild our infrastructure, lower drug prices, which, by the way, this year, for the first time in 50 years, drug prices went down. They're going to go down a lot lower. And instead of working with us to fix our trade deals, which I'm doing without them, and continue creating millions and millions of new jobs, which we're doing at a level that people have not seen before, that people don't even believe. Democrats are obsessed with hoaxes, delusions, and witch hunts. That's what they're obsessed with. That's what they want to do. And we can play the game just as well or better than they do. Far left radicals in Congress want to take away your voice, your jobs, your rights, and they especially want to take away your guns. You know that. They want to take away your guns. You better get out there and vote. You better get out there and vote. It seems like it's a long ways away. It's not. I was saying to Melania, our great First Lady, whose birthday it is today. Happy birthday, Melania. I remember standing 2.5 years ago in the same hallway where Abraham Lincoln and so many others have stood. My first night in the White House. And I said to Melania, I said, this is incredible. And 4 years seemed so long away. And now here we are. We're getting ready to start up the campaign again. Start up the campaign again. I never want to do anything with MAGA because MAGA country and MAGA, Make America Great Again, has been great. But we've really made it great. We've made it great. We brought it back. And we're thinking about slogan, Keep America Great, because you have socialists and far left Democrats that want to destroy